If you like people analytics and you like process automation or you're interested, curious about it, I think you're going to love our latest case study. It's called Reports on Demand, Automating Thousands of Individual Diagnostic Reports. So we were challenged with a client for whom we had created a Leader 360 assessment, a very robust assessment that involved a lot of different people on my team, data scientists, survey managers, data engineers, and so forth, to produce a highly customized, very rich report. I'm going to show it to you in a sec. But what the client needed was for us to be able to scale that report, to be able to produce hundreds of those a day, thousands of those a year, right? To really be able to scale it up to the whole organization and make it available to everyone, anywhere, anytime. Right? And that was the challenge that we were faced with. And so in order to do it, we could hire hundreds of people to come and help us to do it, or we could automate the process, right? And that's the direction we went. We automated everything that could be automated out of this process. And of course, humans are still in the loop. They are still very involved in monitoring and troubleshooting and auditing results, but the actual workflow itself is managed entirely in an automated way. So, let me show you the report real quick so you know what we're talking about here. So this is a Leader 360 report. This is a PDF that gets emailed out to an individual participant, and you can see in here that it's got, it's very visual, but it also has a lot of bar charts. It's got these what I call blob diagrams or radar maps that show, that summarize the results. And you can see this breakdown here for the managing yourself competency set that's made up of multiple skills. And so then those skills are mapped here on this table with the results broken down by different respondent groups, right? So there's a fair amount of detail in here. You can see also on this page, or maybe you can't, I'll try to make it a little bigger for you. Let's see, make it fit with. So on this page, you can see that the report is highlighting the top 3 skills for managing yourself. And then for each of those skills has some text in there that's providing some suggestions, in this case, for how you can leverage these as strengths, right? Turn them into superpowers. And then it also identifies your bottom skills, your less developed skills, and offers some suggestions for how you can improve them. So the report covers, again, it has a lot of dynamic content in there, dynamic tables, dynamic charts, graphs, and dynamic text in there. So a whole lot of stuff that makes it very rich and robust. But in so doing, of course, makes it also very complicated to build. And it's a pretty big report. It's got multiple competency sections, as well as a leadership traits section that breaks down your leadership style and also all your different leadership traits. And then also potential derailers. So it's got a lot of stuff in here, right? And we can always scale things back and so forth, but it's got a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of complexity in the report. And so scaling this, making it something that can be mass produced can be pretty scary if you don't have a really good workflow with really good checks and balances to make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be. So that was the challenge for us, is how do we make sure that when we scale this and we automate this workflow, that we're not losing any quality, right? That we're running these things in a way that's good for all the people involved, all the participants and all their 360 respondents, that they have a good user experience, and that the quality of the report doesn't suffer. So that was our challenge. And in the subsequent videos, I'm gonna get into more detail with you about what the workflow looked like in terms of the finished workflow, but also the workflow that we started with. What was the manual workflow? And how did we go from one to the other? What were some of the challenges that we faced? So I'm gonna cover that in some subsequent videos, but I also invite you to read through the case study. It's available on our website, as well as on the link that I'll provide here in our LinkedIn blog. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this.